Hey everyone, thanks for joining us, and I am your host, Amanda. Today's topic, or mountain that we need to move forward, is low back pain. As a chiropractor and being in practice for a few years now, I feel like I have good insight to the general low back pain that I see, and I just wanted to give you all some tough love because I care so much about you, and I want you to take control of your health and wellness, especially your low back pain. Over 620 million people suffer from low back pain. That's crazy. And low back pain is the number one leading cause for disability. There is a lot of low back pain out there. There's a lot of reasons for low back pain, okay? So there's sprains and strains, there's disc herniations, arthritis, traumas, fractures, cancers, lots of reasons for low back pain. But the most common cause of low back pain is unspecified, meaning we don't know why someone has low back pain. And I know you so deeply want an answer when you come see a healthcare professional why you have low back pain, but we don't know. Sometimes we just don't know. Your x-rays are normal, your MRI is normal, your blood work is normal, but the low back pain is there, and that can be frustrating. So that's when we really want to take control of our health and wellness. And prevention is the name of the game. If you can prevent low back pain and damage to the back from happening in the first place, you will save yourself a lot of headache. I promise. Pay attention more to your back. We're going to go over some very basic things that you can do to help manage your current low back pain and prevent low back pain. And I'm going to give you some insight, and we're going to role play. You're going to be a chiropractor for a couple scenarios and tell me what you think you would do if someone came to your office with certain issues. So let's talk about mechanical, general, like low back pain, either from arthritis, a disc herniation, things like that. I see this scenario too many times. Someone is in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. This is the 50th time they've had low back pain, but it's not like other times. It didn't go away within a week, and the lidocaine patch didn't help. And now it's not in my back, it's in my butt, it's in my legs, and I don't know what's different. Here's what's different. You're older now. You've re-injured the same area 50 times. What did you think was going to happen? That it wasn't going to be worse and last longer? You know, this is not for all cases, but this is just some tough love you need to realize. When we ignore things that are repeatedly happening, like more times than not, they're only going to get worse. So that's tough love number one. What did you think was going to happen? And you have changed nothing over the years, right? So having this realization in order for us to make changes is very, very, very important. So if you suffer from chronic repetitive low back pain, it is time to sit down and be like, whoa, let's kind of see what's going on, what's causing this pain, what can I do to prevent it from happening, and what can I do to manage it, right? So self-talk is going to be important. It's important to understand how the low back works, right? So our low back has tiny little joints and cushions between our bones. These tiny joints aren't necessarily meant to be our load to be load bearing necessarily. So for example, we like to lift with our backs, when really we should be using larger joints like our hip joint, largest joint in the body, right? And our legs to be lifting things, especially repetitively. So we aren't wearing these teeny tiny joints in our back. And then we also have our discs between our bones, which are shock absorbers. Our discs are very, very strong, and they can handle a lot when we have proper ergonomics and muscle strength surrounding the spine to protect us. And more times than not, when I get somebody in my office, they don't have those things needed in order to protect the back and the discs and the joints and the nerves and things like that. So we're going to go through a list of some basic things that are super important in order to, prevent back pain. So let's talk about the basics. Are we drinking enough water? And that's so cliche. I think people, someone just threw a drink at their computer listening to me say that because they're sick of people saying that. But if you're not tracking your water intake, you're probably not getting enough water. A sip here, a sip there. I got a bottle in my car that's a quarter finished, and I took a sip out of a glass this morning, and at work I had the little cup out of the machine. No. You are probably not drinking enough water, and your discs are made of water. Okay, as we get older, they start to shrivel up and they don't have as much give to them, and that's how we get hurt. And that's why we get shorter, right? So, are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? Okay, your discs are avascular. They don't get direct blood supply. They ain't healing that quickly if you're not doing anything for it, right? Getting adjusted, yes, can help move some stuff around, but I need to adjust you twice a day, every day for like the next 6 months, right? So we need some exercise. Is our weight under control? If we're extremely overweight, that's putting a lot of pressure on the structures of our back. And I know weight's a sensitive subject. It's not one I want to get into, but you can have this talk with yourself, a real, honest, loving talk. So is our weight under control? Are we strong? Are the muscles around our bellies and our backs strong to protect us from, an aggressive sneeze or lifting something off the ground or lifting our kids repetitively all day, right? So, are our muscles strong? Are we smoking and are we drinking? Those things are going to slow down the rate of healing, oh my God, by a lot. You're always going to be achy if you're smoking or drinking a lot, right? That hikes up our inflammation. So here's the tough love that I have to give you. As a provider, we go through these things and people don't like these answers. They want us to fix it. And they want us to fix it now without taking any responsibility. There is no magic adjustment. There is no special physical therapy session. And there is no special shot that's going to get rid of most low back pains. These are all tools, and they all need to be used together with a lifestyle change for you to see the best results. Okay? You can't put all the pressure on your healthcare provider to fix you. And I had someone say that to me. He said, "You're going to fix me." No, I'm not. I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to educate you. I'm going to give you some knowledge. And I'm going to help you and be there for you and adjust you, but I'm not going to fix you. You have to fix you. I'm going to adjust you, and then you're going to go and lift countertops all day. It's like my adjustment was just null and void, right? So you have to take responsibility, and you have to prioritize your health and wellness, okay? So let's role play for a second. Here are my most common rebuttals that I get from individuals when we talk about the basics of back pain. When I say you need to drink more water because your 16-ounce bottle a day is not enough, not only for your low back pain, but you're going to get kidney stones and you're going to feel stiff and you're going to get muscle cramps and your headaches are going to get worse. The number one rebuttal that I get is, well, then I'm just going to have to pee more. Now put yourself in my shoes. What would you say to that? They want another solution that isn't water. I don't have one. You can't replace water. Yeah, you drink and you pee, right? Okay. So that can be a little like frustrating from a provider standpoint. Then let's talk about stretching. I created a little online library of stretches. I'll happily show someone a stretch in the office. I always recommend everyone go to physical therapy. As a chiropractor, I'm really good at moving bones. Physical therapists are really, really good at muscular strengthening and lengthening, and those things are so important. But I will show you a couple basic stretches if you need. Number one rebuttal is it hurts and I don't want to do it. Okay. There is a productive pain. When you don't do something, it tends to feel uncomfortable until you get used to it. And as a provider, put yourself in my shoes. What would you say to this individual who you have given them a solution, for example, for what they're experiencing, and they don't want to do it because it hurts? And you explain that some hurt is okay. It's a productive hurt. It's uncomfortable until you lengthen the muscle and you've done it. There's nothing more I can do, right? Exercise, like you should be going for walks. And the number one rebuttal is I don't have enough time. As a provider, I can't make more time for you in your schedule. That's your responsibility, right? And if you don't want to prioritize that, then I don't know what to tell you, right? So it can be very frustrating from a provider standpoint because most providers go into healthcare because they want to help people. But it's really hard to help people when they don't want to help themselves, right? Like you need to want to help yourself because I want to help you. I want you to get better. I want you to walk around Disney without low back pain. I do everything I can. I adjust you. I provide you with a list of things that you can take on vacation just in case you get a flare up. But yes, you will have this returning pain if you don't make a change. If you're going to go to work and you're going to continue to lift and have the ergonomics that you do, if you're going to continue to eat high sugar, high processed foods, you're going to continue to increase your inflammation. If you're going to continue to smoke, you're going to heal a lot slower. If you are not going to make time to do some general stretching for mechanical low back pain, there's not much more providers can do for you, right? Physical therapists spend all this time showing you stretches and they release you from care and then we never do them again. And our back pain comes back. So that is the tough love that I have for you. You need to care more about your body than your provider because your body is your responsibility. And I don't want to get into because I already know, yes, providers don't listen. They don't give us the resources. That is a whole different mountain that one day we will tackle. For right this second, I'm talking just about the pain that you have and really truly being honest about if you have done all that you can for yourself. And I just want you to ask yourself that question. Have you done what you can for yourself? And pills and shots are not long-term answers. Steroid injections may make you feel better temporarily, but there's a lot of side effects to them that aren't good. So if you're doing routine steroid injections, you're weakening your bones and the structures around the bone. So it's not a permanent fix. You still need to go back to basics to help yourself, right? We don't want to get addicted to pain medications. We've heard too many of those sad stories. And you don't want to be another statistic. So let's manage our pain in other ways. Let's take responsibility for ourselves because we can do this. All right, let's move this mountain. I'll link some resources on some things that you should maybe look into. A bottle, so you know how many ounces of water you're actually drinking, is super important. Monitoring that because guessing games never really work. Making sure that you're walking enough. Good sneakers are really important. I'll link some of my favorite sneakers to this. Ergonomic chairs. This is not an ergonomic chair. It's a cute chair. I would not sit in this for 8 hours a day. So if you have a desk job, is your ergonomic setup good? I have a great ergonomic handout at the office. So if you're one of my patients, let the girls know. They'll email it to you. Yeah, and that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for listening, and let's get moving.